Okie dokie. Right. Start up here and then work our way down. The best way to go. This will be my first attempt at making a snow globe. I went to Hobbycraft and got all the bits. See if anyone will join me first. Oh, I'm expecting at least one. Oh, and speak of the one and he will appear. Hello, bestie. Thank you for that. Yeah, okay. I'll just agree with you on that one. You're going to be potentially the only one watching. My partner might end up watching, and then obviously if anyone fancies watching it later on in life, they can. First attempt at making a snow globe. I've got all my bits, went to Hobbycraft. This is my... So I've got the actual snow globe here. Got the ready to put my bits in. Super strong super glue. Ben Phillips would be proud. And if you don't get that reference, we can't be friends anymore. Joking. I've got a little penguin figurine there. My little penguin figurine will be my figurine for the snow globe. And then around my little penguin figurine, I've got fake snow. And then a mixture of two different sort of glitters to go in the water as well. I got all these bits from Hobbycraft in the UK. Don't mind this, they're drying for one of my dry nets that are on the go that I showed everyone in the last video. So, start with our base. Now, I haven't ever made a snow globe before in my life, so this shall be interesting to see how this goes, won't it? So, if I put my figurine on first, that would probably be a better idea. So I'll put him on first, and then I'll put the snow around him. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that, I'll just text from my partner. First time for everything. Yeah, there's definitely first time for everything. Maybe, depending on if you want to do everything with your life. Anyway, that was my partner. He said he can't come onto the live stream, sadly. So, start with my figurine. I'm going to put a bit of glue. Now, this also is a quick drying super glue. So I will need to be quite quick. Well, not quite quick, but I need to be careful with it. So if I sort of center my penguin in the middle of the base. I don't know how well this will work. So if we stick him there, push him down a bit, and wait for him to dry. Hopefully that will... Oops. Wait for him to dry. Hopefully that'll work. And then once he's dry, I can put the fake snow all around the edge of it and on him. So, for the actual snow globe itself, the water that in snow globes is actually a mixture of two different liquids. You've got water, which I will have to go and get because I was really stupid and didn't bring any water to my area, which was a really silly thing to do. Followed by 2 tablespoons of glycerin. Now, I don't actually... teaspoons even of glycerin. Of the wonderful glycerin here. Now, I don't actually have any teaspoons on me. So it will be a guess. Here's hoping it's semi-right. Now, bear with me just 1 minute while I run and grab some water. Won't be long. again and put that to the side for a minute. Don't want to put it on my bed while I'm sat and then it go absolutely everywhere. That will be a bit of a disaster, won't it? Oh, according to my live stream, there is 2 wonderful people on my stream. If you have just joined me, thank you very much. So, what I have been, or what the Google has told me to do, is to fill this up majority of the way. Ah! Hang on. Right, fill the globe up. Try not to, yes. Let me try that again without spilling on my bed. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? So I've got to fill the snow globe up the majority of the way. I need more water for that. Bear with me. I'm going to borrow Evie's water, so I'll get Evie some more water later. Luckily, hamsters are nocturnal, so he won't be out looking for water anytime soon. I am rather mean to my hamster. I don't think this is going to be enough either, but we'll have a look. Okay, well that's going to need more water, but in the meantime, I'll have to do that in a bit. Don't want to bore you guys while trying to fetch so much water. So let's open up the glycerin and put a bit of that in here now. I try and keep my hands down here so you can see what I'm doing. So this, you need 2 teaspoons of this in the snow globe. Again, I don't actually have teaspoons, or I don't have a teaspoon on me, so this is going to be difficult. I'm going to just have to sort of make a wild guess here. So if you do end up making a snow globe at home, I do recommend actually using the correct measurements instead of doing what I'm doing and guessing. And that will do. There we go. That was probably a little bit more than 2 teaspoons, but never me mind. Right, I'm going to lift this up for a second and put this up here where it's more secure. Now bear with me just one more second. And I'm back with some more water so we can finish that bit. I would definitely recommend doing things like this. It's a nice way to pass the time and stuff. Right, so I've got a little bit more water there. Bring my snow globe back. Just fill that a little, whoops, in the snow globe, Hannah, that would be wonderful. So if I do pour a little bit of this into the snow globe, don't want to go too high at the moment. Go to about there, because we will need some space, because when this goes in, obviously the water will rise a bit more, so we need to make sure that there's enough room for that. So I'm going to put this up here out of the way again. So that's out of the way onto my shelf now. Let's have a look at my little figurine. Not quite dry. But he's dry enough to sort of do that too. I'm going to put a little bit more glue underneath him, just a little bit, just to sort of help him stick. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue all the way around him, like this. And then personally, I've got this, which is half of some scissors that are broke. I use them to pull up pins that are too embedded in my pin board. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to smooth the glue out a little bit, just around, because I want a lot of my fake snow to stick to it. Don't want it to just be a line of fake snow. I want quite a nice little bed of fake snow. So I'm just going to smooth it around, all the way around my penguin here. I'm moving back a minute so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll smooth the glue all the way around my penguin, all the way around, like that. Put that up way so the glue don't stick. So let's get my fake snow. Now bear in mind, I have never used any of these components ever in my life. So this shall be different, definitely different, potentially disastrous. If I can make this hole actually big enough. Okay. Now I'm going to sprinkle just a bit of it, bit by bit, little bit by bit. Nope, that's not going to work. New idea. I'm going to get a pot. Right, let's try this again. So if I make a bigger hole and pour it in here. It is trial and error. Like I said, this is my first attempt. So it is literally just trial and error on how well this is going to go. So if I put all my fake snow here into this little pot. If my fake snow would kindly work with me, that would be wonderful. There you go, into the pot. Put the rest to the side for the time being. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle this on all the way around him. Like this. And hopefully this will all get stuck to the glue. And if some of it comes off when I move it, that's fine. If I feel like I need to put more on, I will. Says the boy who said he couldn't connect because he was eating. Hello, baby. And I'm glad you've got something to watch for the rest of the day. I hope no one walks in on you watching me though, bestie, because I swear to God, if you scare me like you did before. So if I just put this around my penguin. Josh, how much of this have you seen? Let's just put that around my penguin. Pat him down a little bit. And pat him down into the glue a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on top of it as well. Just around him like this. I'm just doing this so that I can get a little bit more a little bit more fake snow stuck to him. Oops, got glue on my finger. That's going to be interesting. Oh, maybe, oh gosh. There we go. Gosh, Ben Phillips would be proud. I've got my special rag here. Well, it's not a rag, it's one of my bandanas actually, but never mind. How often do you watch my stuff for it to be on top of your search bar? It's odd. Okay, so let's put a little bit more around him. Just a little bit. I can't imagine that he'll turn out incredibly, but, you know, give it a go. That's all I can do. I'm going to pat this down a little bit and put a little bit more on this side. Just a little bit more on this side. Okay, so that will do my penguin for the time being. So now I've got to set that aside and let the glue dry. Let me set him aside where you can see him. I'll put him over here. Now I'm going to go back to my water. If I can do it. Oh, Jay, I've got something to show you as well. Message me in a minute on Messenger. But, okay, so here we go. Got my water here with the glycerin in. I'm just going to, don't mind me with a random fork. The fork is all I've got. I'm actually just going to give it a quick stir to make sure that the glycerin and the water become one. There you go. Just going to use my rag just to wipe off the fork. Don't ask why I've got a fork up here, because I don't know. I haven't got a clue myself. Now, you two who are on my stream, how do you reckon I should do this? Do you think I should do a bit of both, or do you think I should just do a bit of one? I've got a sort of gold colour and a sort of more browny colour. Well, they're both gold, but one's a dark gold, one's a light gold. Bit of both, maybe. One, the other. Anyone? Bit of both. What do you reckon, bestie? Oops, sorry, I've just got to get this. Problem with getting super glue on my finger is my finger's now really... I've now got glue stuck on my finger and I can't get rid of it. Wonders of super glue. Ben Phillips would definitely be proud. Right, let's do a bit of both then, because why ever not? I don't want to put too much of each in though. I only want to do a little bit. Now, in theory, because of the glycerin in here, it should very slowly make its way down to the bottom. In theory. That's the plan anyway. Are my pins dry? Yeah, my pins are dry. My pins are dry at least, so I use one of them to pop them open. There we go. That one's open. Now I'll just prop that up in there for a second so I can open the other one. So I hope everyone's day's been well. Mine's gone well so far. Ow, I've just poked myself in the finger with a pin. How lovely for me. That hurt quite a bit. There we go. Put the pin back in for the time being. I'll do that in a minute or two. And probably while I'm waiting for the penguin to dry, I'll do that. So if I do a little bit of the gold first, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit in. Just a little bit. Bit by bit. Come on. A little bit. Whoops. I might have been a bit too much, but never mind. There's a little bit in there. I'll put a little bit of this in too. Just a little bit. There we go. Get my fork back because I'm actually going to give it another bit of a stir. Just give that another bit of a stir. Just mix it up. Hope it actually starts to slowly act like a snow globe. Wipe that off the... Made a pretty pattern on my fork now though. It's looking a little bit like a snow globe, isn't it, boys and girls? Just a little bit. Right, I'm going to put the rest of this, or a little bit of this in as well. Why not? A little bit more of the fake snow in there. Just make it look extra cool. I don't think any of this glitter has gone to the bottom. But never mind. No, it hasn't. I don't know. Might have done. Can't tell. Cannot tell. Just give it another bit of a stir. Hopefully it will act like a snow globe once it's all complete. I hope so. I'll cry if not. So we've given that a stir. That's got some glycerin in, water in, glitter in, and some fake snow. Pause to drink Coca-Cola. Lovely. Penguin's not quite dry yet, so we can't quite pop him in yet. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, and hopefully this to work like a snow globe a little bit more, that would be nice. Just going to put this up here out of the way so that it doesn't tip over. Don't want it to tip over at all, do we? So I'll leave my penguin there. He can dry there for a little bit more longer. Just going to do up my super glue. I don't fancy gluing my fingers anymore. than they already are. And even though this is not a snow globe, not what the video title is about, I'm actually just going to quickly do these pins. I was doing this before I started live streaming, you see. Before I start making more videos, I'm always doing dragonettes. So I'm going to start up. Ooh, excuse me, how rude. Forgive me for that one. So I'm just going to do my pins instead. If anyone is watching this particular video that never saw my previous video on dragonettes, it's literally polystyrene metal tack pins with nail polish on glued into it. Excuse me. Gosh, there's something wrong with me today. So let's pop that in there like that. But yeah, all my materials all my materials except the nail polishes and tack pins for pretty much all of my art stuff ever has all been got from Hobbycraft UK. Hobbycraft is a very good store. It's a very big store. Has a lot of crafting things actually. You can get models, you get wool, sewing, cross stitching, anything you can think of art related really will be in Hobbycraft. So it's a very good store to go to. I got these polystyrene X from Hobbycraft. In fact, I've even got my my little penguin here and from Hobbycraft in the Christmas section. Oops, dropping pins on myself now. I'm obviously trying to pin myself to the bed. Pin the Hannah to the bed. That sounds like a good party game, doesn't it? Oh, okay, maybe not. Hang on, phrasing there. Didn't think about that before I said that out loud. It's always a good thing to do, isn't it? Think about things before you say things. I can hear some very faint music and it's very strange. It is expensive, but it's good quality. Hobbycraft is expensive. It is very good quality stuff though. So get a job before I recommend before being able to pay for stuff. Unlike me, my mum pays for most of my stuff because she's a lovely mum. Speaking of mother, she is downstairs making soup, I believe, for her dinner. Oh, and Jay, we've got pizza tomorrow for our dinner. Pizza and garlic bread, because she took one look at me and said, "Get what you want for dinner for you lot tomorrow." And I looked at her and said, "I can't be fussed." So I ended up with pizza. So this dragon egg alone has actually had quite a lot of pins placed into it. Recently, I've been keeping track of how many pins go into each egg. Yes, bestie pizza. You're 21, go buy your own. So I have been, like I said, keeping tabs on how many pins go into how many eggs. So I'll quickly tell you now while I'm waiting for things to dry. My large egg, which is this egg, this size egg, in my hand. There you go. Put it in my hand so there's a thing there. In this egg, there's 177 pins. In my extra large egg, which is this one, there is 211 pins. So there's 211 pins in that one. And then in a giant egg, which is this one that I'm working on, so far, including these, that will be 439 pins, including these pins, in a giant egg, which in relation to my hand is that big. So they do take quite a lot of pins. Now I've got to find where I was again. There we go. I put my pins in a sort of order, you see, so I know to catch up to where my pins are. If anyone at all ever has any suggestions on, oh, look at me, I'm making a mess. Can't get it out the glue now. Dropped it in the glue and now I can't get it out the glue. This bandana's definitely going to have to go in the wash. It's going to get glued. Glued to itself. There we go. If I just dab that in the glue again, I've just wiped all the glue off of it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so if anyone ever has any art ideas that they would like to pitch to me, or if they would like me to do anything, attempt anything, like another snow globe, for example, which I'm half tempted to attempt again, to be fair, or anything like that, do let me know. I will end up making another live stream at some point during, probably towards the end of this month, I reckon, beginning of December, because what I was going to do is make a Merry Christmas sign, or a sign it's basically saying Merry Christmas, out of pastels on sugar paper. So I will do that on a live stream, and then if anyone actually wants any signs done in pastel, comment down below and or message me on Facebook. My name on Facebook is literally just my name here, and I will ask you questions, things such as what background colour would you like, what colour would you like here, what name or saying or anything you would like put on it, and then I will do that for you. Oh, I've got an itchy eye, excuse me. You can't see my face, but I've got a bit of an itchy eye. You just want bestie. Mate, I'm always around for you, so stop complaining. Stop saying that you want your bestie, because I'm always here for you. So, yeah. Hopefully by the time that I've finished doing these pins, my penguin here might be a little bit drier. I don't know. What do you think, guys, reckon on my penguin? And worried he looks a bit snow-bound. Do you know what I mean? What do you guys all think of him? Don't know how well you can see him, actually. It might be a bit bright there. Let me turn him down a bit. There you go. If I do that a little bit, I think I might be able to see him a bit better. So yeah, there's plenty of snow around his feet, but I'm not sure how well it's stuck. Well, according to the bit that fell off, not too well. So that's my penguin. Pengu. Is that going to be his name now, Josh? Is it? We named him Pengu. You can't have me more, dude. Like, I've told you, leave your house, come over here for a day or something. Seriously, you can't get me any more than you've got me now. Anyway, I'm also going to give a quick shout out to Tom Fisher, my mate, who is in hospital at the moment. Bless his heart, he had a heavy crate full of frozen and heavy goods thrown on, well, not thrown on top of him, but pushed on top of him by a delivery driver. So he is in hospital at the moment, and he will have, he's got to have, Josh, I'll let you update you as well. He's got to have surgery on his hip because he's broken his hip and he needs pins placed into his hip. He said when he gets out of hospital, he'll look at my video. So if you end up seeing this one, Tom, hope you get better soon, dude. So I'm nearly done with these pins. I've just got a few more pins to put in. Look. Just a few more pins, and then I'll paint some pins, and then I'll get on with me Pingu if he's dry enough. Glitter is still at the top of the water, unfortunately. But hopefully that will change a little bit. I don't really know how the inner workings of snow globes work. Because like I said, it's my first attempt at making one, and obviously I've got snow globes, but I've never known how the glycerin and water combination works. So I've just put in what I think goes in. So here's hoping it works, and if it doesn't, I shall cry. To be fair, when it comes to snow globes, I always just thought it was water that was in there. And obviously because I googled how to make a snow globe before I started making it, so I googled it a long time ago, and it said that it was a mixture of antifreeze with glycerin, because glycerin is an antifreeze, and I thought, okay, so hopefully that will be alright. So I've pretty much done all those pins. I've got that much more polystyrene to cover. I'm going to put in another 20 pins for the time being. Paint those 20 pins, and then we shall check Pingu. I love how we've named him Pingu. He didn't have a name before, and apparently he does now. So let's just do this. So 5, 10, and there's a reason I'll be counting these in 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. Because once I've done that one, I'll go another 4 along, and then that makes rows of 5. I do rows of 5 because it's easier to handle. I really need to keep talking about snow globes rather than me dragonettes, don't I? If you want to know more about my dragonettes or want to see another video on my dragonettes, there's my video before this one on my channel, or comment down below and say that if you'd like another one to just show them off and potentially sell them. I was thinking of doing something like an auction or a flash sale, should I call it, something like that on here, selling them off, but I don't know how people will respond to that one. So, I love how my penguin just sort of looks like he's looking at the screen. He's watching you. You're watching him, he's watching you. Last few pins. The thing about my dragonettes is they get very tedious, which is why I like to do other art stuff as well as my dragonettes. Now, what do you mean, Bestie, when you say us? You've commented, you've put on my chat us. What do you mean us? Who's us and what are you on about? I'm confused. That's my pot of PVA if anyone's wondering. Just normal glue. Oh, sees us. Yeah, sees you as in everyone over there. He's watching all of you. I'm not going to say us because then it sounds like he's watching me as well. I suppose technically he is on the stream, but you know. I think I'm definitely going to have to try and attempt, at some point, another snow globe. Definitely attempt another snow globe. It's not that I don't like my Pingu and the way and my other one at the moment. I mean, I won't say I like anything until I've seen the overall result, but it's just fun to do. I didn't think it would be as fun as it has been. Granted, I wasn't expecting to do a live stream based around it or a video based on it as I did it, but I thought, why not? You know, if I'm going to make my channel into an art channel, I might as well do everything that I'm doing on it. You two are evil laughing to yourselves over there, are you? You're strange boys. Strange, strange, strange boys. Just got to paint these few pins and then start with a quick pat on Pingu. See how Pingu's glue is doing. It feels dry. It is meant to be quick drying. And he doesn't seem to be coming off of his base. What's with the papyrus laugh, Jay? I'm not silly. And we are not playing Guess the Reference this video. We did that last video. To anyone that watches this video, Bestie, if you watch, this could be for you as well, but if anyone watches this video, obviously, later on when I'm not live streaming anymore, my partner over here also does commission-based work when it comes to sketching and character designs. So if you've got a character based on something such as Undertale, Skeletor, Papyrus, same thing. So if you've got like a character based on like your own character or based off something and you want some artwork to go with it, if you let me know and I'll let him know and I'll hook you guys up and then you can he will be able to do something for you, I'm sure. That's adding now, Jay. That's £5. That's £35 you're owing me now, with a £5 for promoting you in my video. I would say I'd leave a link in his channel in my description, because he's got a channel on here as well. It's not an art-based channel, but it's a good channel. But I don't know how to do that yet. I'm relatively new to making decent videos. Well, if you call these decent. And so yeah. How long have I been going for? 35 minutes. Oh gosh, didn't think it would take me this long. To be fair, for making a snow globe, I've made a decent snow globe quite quickly, I think, or might do. The next step is to put it all together in a minute, which could go horribly, horribly wrong. But never mind. Right, so I'm done with the pins, so that's that now. That's done. So Pingu, he's a little bit, so it's a little bit wet still, but it's dry enough, I think, now to put in. Right, so let's get the water and the glitter and the so on and so forth down. Whoops, dropped it on Pingu then. No. There we go. So, wish me luck. Here he goes. I'm actually scared. I've got to push this down quite. So I'll push this down quite hard so that it actually stays in there. It was pushed in really hard actually when I first got it. Like, I couldn't get it out. And I had to get someone else to get it out for me. Now, if we just put this bit on. Whoops. And there we go. Right. Moment of truth. Hang on. Let's get to see my face for this bit. So, moment of truth. Ready? Hey! I don't think that's half bad, personally. I mean, Pingu's got a bit of glitter on his face, but that will go, I'm sure. So yeah, overall, he's got a bit of glare on him, so you can't actually see his little face, bless you. Hang on, let me turn the brightness on this down a bit. Oh no, hang on, back up a bit. Unfortunately, he's got a bit of glare on his face there, so you can't actually see his face, which is covered in glitter, bless him. But overall, the glitter is still actually floating down quite nicely, so the glittering is definitely working. I think I've put a little bit too much in, but that's not too bad. So overall, for my first attempt at a snow globe, not bad. Quite happy with that. I think most of the fake snow has sort of risen from the ground and gone around, and I think some of the glitter's settled in the glue as well, but never mind. Yeah. So, that's been my first attempt at a snow globe. I'm quite happy with that. I'll definitely make another one, I reckon, because I definitely make another one. Quite pleased with that. Don't think I'll use a penguin. I'll probably use something different. So yeah, overall, not a bad attempt. So those who have you two who have watched, I would say I hope you've enjoyed it. I know Bestie will have enjoyed it, and my partner Better have enjoyed it. Put it that way. But to those of you who have watched it after my stream, or later on in life, even future me maybe is hoping not. That was my first attempt at a snow globe. I do indeed hope you have all enjoyed watching me make him. I've quite enjoyed him. I shall name him the Pingu Snow Globe. Definitely. A bit too big of a bubble up here. I probably should have put a little bit more water in, but never mind. Anyway, so that was my attempt. Bye.